Hey there, how there, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond welcoming you to yet another Cutter Top 10 NBA video. And today we're going to be looking at the top 10 NBA uniforms of all time. It was hard to rank, but there were some good ones. And of course, the bad ones will come into a future video as I am rocking this Raptors Retro, alternate. And no, it's definitely not in the top 10. I just wanted to show you that I'm wearing an NBA uniform. Under my Blue Jay stuff, but whatever. I'm not going to just wear a basketball shirt and show my bare arms. All that. I think you two wouldn't like that. Anyway, we're looking at the top 10 uniforms of all time. Here we go. Number 10 is Miami's City Edition uniform. The neon pink, blue, and black translated Miami's nightlight aesthetic into one of the most successful modern alternate uniforms. Miami was known as, Miami Vice, that show from the 1980s with Don Johnson and that other guy. Why can't I get the second guy's name right? I don't know this first one. But anyway, Miami Vice was a very enduring show and all that. And Miami wanted to use the neon pink, blue, and black to get Miami's nightlight aesthetic into a uniform and all that. And it worked. Like, the fans of Miami embraced it. Jimmy Butler and Dwayne Wade looked good in those jerseys. So, yeah, why mess with a good thing? Number 9 is the green and gold of the Seattle Supersonics in the 1990s. Seattle actually had a couple of scripts. The classic script and the Arch Seattle, like the Arch for Seattle on it. The green and gold had a strong identity and huge nostalgia. You could also say they were big in the 1980s as well. But the fact of the matter is that, the Sonics were making green and gold look good in the Western Conference. The Eastern Conference, it was Boston, but Seattle was the Western Conference. And, the arch design and, of course, the whole Seattle skyline thing. The Space Needle. So it wasn't a bad outfit at all. Number 8 is Denver's rainbow skyline uniform. It was colorful, creative, and a great city motif in NBA history. In the 1980s and early 90s, it would have nuggets, and on the top it would have the skyline in the rainbow bricks and all that. It was a rainbow skyline, which was kind of awkward in a sense. Denver was a decent team in the 1980s. They were a little offensive, but not a lot defensively. That's probably cost them an NBA title or two. But anyway, it was colorful, creative, and people caught their eyes on it. And by the way, no, when the Nuggets won in '94 against the Sonics, they did not wear that uniform. They were wearing the brownish and black with Nuggets on the front. Number 7 is Vancouver's teal uniform from the late 90s. You got to go nationalistic here. But yeah, Vancouver had a great jersey. They had teal, red, black, and indigenous trim. The most distinguished and infectious designs. Well, I think that was more later, like 98 or 99 or something like that. Because I know that they didn't use the red and black and indigenous trim like in the early days of the Grizzlies franchise. The Grizzlies were one of 2 new franchises in 1995 bringing the NBA to Canada after so many exhibition games in Canada were huge and all that. Vancouver was one of the worst teams in history because of the fact that they just couldn't win more than 30 games in a season, which was actually shocking in Vancouver. In Memphis, they've been to the playoffs a few times. But yeah, it was just bad luck. I mean, you got to wear the teal with the Vancouver and the Grizzlies on it. And with the Grizzly on the front. I mean, after all, it was Canadian, after all. So, national pride, like on the western side of Canada. Number 6 is the sunburst of the Phoenix Suns of the 1990s. So the Suns had this awkward basketball that says Phoenix Suns on it. But then, of course, Phoenix decided to change it in the 90s with the sunburst thing. Normal jersey, Suns, S-U-N-S, and then coming out of it is sun, kind of like a sunburst, is a basketball with a sun behind it. So practically, yeah, it brought motion, color, and attitude. It is one of the best outfits around, and Phoenix should still be wearing those sunburst uniforms. But yeah, it would be great looking on Dan Marley, Kevin Johnson, and Charles Barkley. They looked pretty impressive, Phoenix being the Suns. Number 5 is the pinstripe outfit of the Orlando Magic mid-1990s. Orlando had some good jerseys. Well, they were an expansion team in the late 80s, 1989 to be exact. And 3 years after they existed, they won the number one draft pick and took Shaq. And Shaq almost got Orlando to the championship. I mean, to the playoffs. He was one game short. And then in '93, they ended up winning the number one draft pick by luck. Used it on Chris Webber, but then traded him to Golden State for Penny Hardaway. So that worked out quite well. But yeah, the black pinstripe outfit of Orlando was pretty impressive and all that. Gave him a new look at like the road colors and all that. Of course, they were white at home. And the A with the star. All that. But yeah, Shaq and Penny were just, sharp pinstripes and all. And giving Orlando great jerseys. Number 4 is the purple dinosaur of the Raptors in the late 90s. This was before 2001 when 2000 when the Raptors decided to change to just purple shirt with Toronto arch on there and without any hints of the purple dinosaur. Of course, the Raptors were named the Toronto Raptors because of the popularity of Jurassic Park. And Toronto knew what their team was going to be called. The playful boldness of the 90s, it was a bluff throwback and all that. It's amazing to see, the purple dinosaur outfit, even the white outfit. So like Vince Carter even wore the dinosaur one time in Tracy McGrady. But yeah, the dinosaur was pretty impressive. Kind of similar to this, but not really. But anyway, yeah, that's what I really wanted. So anyway, yeah. The purple dinosaur uniform worked quite well. And and on the back plate it had the Jurassic spikes and the player's name on it. But yeah, the Raptors needed the jacket pinstripes and all that to get the fans on their side. Number 3 is the classic green of the Boston Celtics. Minimal, traditional, and identifiable. The green and white of the Celtics provides that proves that uniform does not need to be flashy to feel iconic. I mean, you also have the white ones with the green lettering, but the Boston Celtics green outfit was amazing and all that. You felt pride wearing those green and white jerseys. They kind of are my school's colors. Waterloo Oxford's colors were green and white. I remember one time when we were doing some kind of drama thing in grade 10, all that to introduce ourselves as a sports team. My group said, well, who's the best NBA team of all time? And I said the Boston Celtics with 16 titles. So Celtics green and white, fight, fight, fight. But yeah, so it was actually amazing and all that. But yeah, the Celtics in green always number one. I don't like the black lettering on those green jerseys, just not. Number 2 is the Showtime gold home uniform. The Lakers wore gold and all that. That was the big move out of Los Angeles. They still had the blue jerseys with Los Angeles on it in script after the move from Minneapolis, but then they decided to wear gold at home to prove themselves. Of course, Jack Kent Cooke was one of the best owners of all time, owning both the Lakers and the Kings and the Washington Redskins, but we don't talk about that because it's Washington. It's not the name. Anyway, purple and gold is recognizable color combinations. Tied to the Showtime era, Magic, Kareem, James Worthy, AC Green, Kobe Bryant, Shaq, Rick Fox, Tyrone Lue, LeBron, and even Pau Gasol. But yeah, the Lakers' gold home uniform was amazing, showing that gold on home could be a home color, especially with the Kings, because the LA Kings wore gold at home instead of the traditional white or the traditional color jerseys, because before 1971, you had to wear your darks at home and your whites on the road, which was kind of awkward. And then they keep flip flopping. But yeah, the LA Lakers with the gold Showtime outfits and all that, it just screams Los Angeles, doesn't it? And number 1 is the red road uniform of the Chicago Bulls. Chicago had clean black lettering, like Bulls, perfect striping, and a mistakable red base. And you knew that was Michael Jordan's signature color. The Bulls actually did wear red and black in the 1980s, but their thing was Chicago in cursive and the number down there. But you didn't know that. But yeah, they were different type of Chicago jerseys. But then with the black lettering and all that, you knew that you were in for it with MJ, Pippen, Kukoc, Longley, Wennington, Cartwright, Paxson, and the lot. So that was just amazing to see. But yeah, a uniform's cool and all that. This definitely is not a bad uniform or a good uniform either, but it's a Raptor uniform, so I gotta wear it with pride. I really do. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'm Jeff Diamond, a dude.